author, speaker, and coach. I help women boost their confidence, and I help entrepreneurs turn their ideas into money-making products. And I also help, hi Shayla, thanks for coming in. I also help aspiring authors to write their books. So today we're continuing the conversation from Tuesday, talking about what is the best social media platform for your business. So I'm going to do a quick recap of what we discussed on Tuesday, and basically saying that in order for you to be able to pick a platform for your business, you need to know who your target audience is. You need to know what kind of people you're speaking to. You need to know where they hang out. If it's Facebook, Twitter, what kind of lifestyle they have. Are they Starbucks people? Are they work at homes? Like, you need to kind of have an idea of who these people are, what their patterns are, and then that way you can know what platform they hang out on, and then also you'll be able to make some sense as to how to interact with them on the platforms. So another thing that I also mentioned on Tuesday as well is that a lot of entrepreneurs spend a lot of time on Instagram, for example. So if you appeal to entrepreneurs, then you want to be on Instagram because that's where you find entrepreneurs. So, and women as well, because for us women and entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs exactly, we hang out on Instagram a lot, not necessarily hanging out, but we work mainly from Instagram, right? Because number one, we're really into the graphics because a lot of us are moms, or we're busy, or we're juggling a career, and we need a platform that will give us the information that we're looking for as quickly as possible. And that's the basic thing about entrepreneurs as well, right? And the reason why we use that platform. And I said with Instagram, you want to make sure that your graphic tells people what your post is about, and then you can go in details when you're describing what your content is about. So that's a great way to use Instagram. Now, I also mentioned on Tuesday that I use Facebook, but I mostly focus on Facebook groups because I find that it's a great marketing strategy for me. Because I mostly deal with new or aspiring entrepreneurs and aspiring authors, the best place for me to find them is on Facebook groups because that's where they're asking questions. And that's where I also get to see what they're struggling with. And then I could create something based off the problems that they're having, right? So if you're the kind of person who needs to get some feedback from your audience, and you know that your audience are in specific Facebook groups. So for example, if you're into health and wellness, you want to be in a health and wellness group. You want to see what kind of questions people are asking about how to be healthier or how to eat healthier or what kind of fitness routines would be best for them and things like that. So you want to pay attention to those questions that they're asking, and then that way you can offer them a solution using your products or your services, right? So that's another thing that Facebook group is great for. Like as an author, for example, right? It depends on what your book is about. So let's say your book is about entrepreneurship, then you want to be somewhere where entrepreneurs are hanging out, right? If your book is about your fitness journey, then you want to be in a health and wellness group. Now, in this instance, you're paying attention to them, but you're also offering them a solution. You're giving them tips based on something like an excerpt from your book, for example. And then you could tell them for more information, you can read this book, right? And that's a nice non-salesy way for you to promote your book, but you're offering a solution and you're not hijacking the group or taking over the group. I did put a post out on Instagram sometime this week, and I said the number one rule about Facebook groups is never, ever, 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 ever go in there to sell your products. You don't want to go in there and say, I have a book, I have a product, and things like that, right? You don't want to do that. Now, another way that you could use Facebook is with the Facebook pages, for example, right? With Facebook pages, that's where you can put like your quotes, your visuals, your questions, and create some sort of interaction. Facebook is more of an interaction platform. People tend to chime in and comment on specific topics on Facebook, right? Another thing that you can use Facebook for is the event. So if you have an event coming up, you can use the Facebook event feature, and that will let people know what you have coming up. So if you have a class coming up, you can use that. If you have like an offline event that you're going to, you could create a Facebook group for that and ask people to come meet you there. As an author, if you have a book signing, for example, you can create a Facebook event for that and then invite people to come and join you at that event, right? whatever it is that you have going on that you can invite people to, that will help people know that it's going on and give them more information about it. You can use Facebook events for that. Also, Facebook is great for sharing articles, right? So if you want to share articles about something that your demographic would be interested in, then you can post that on Facebook. So let's say you read something on entrepreneurs.com, for example, and you know that it's going to be useful for your audience. You can post it on Facebook. It's a little harder to post things like that on Instagram. You can also share it on Twitter, right? Assuming that people will see it and they would follow the link. But usually Facebook is better for sharing articles because people can see like the thumbnail and they're like, oh, and they could see, you know, the topic of the article and things like that. And then they go in to read the rest of the article. So I find that for sharing articles, I prefer Facebook. You can also, now one thing you have to realize is that you can post on all platforms, right? But what will do well would depend on your audience, and it would depend on the content that you're posting. So a lot of us, we post the same content on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, they all show you different engagements, right? And you want to leverage all the platforms. So even in choosing what platform you're going to use predominantly, you don't want to neglect the other platforms that you're on, because sometimes they end up yielding more results than you think. And I gave an example about Twitter where I was saying that I'm starting to use Twitter a lot more because I find that when people are looking for like events or quick and easy things that they can use for their businesses and things like that, Twitter is the best place to go to. And another thing about that too is on Twitter, people retweet. So you have more of a visibility. People don't usually share stuff on Facebook. They would like, they will comment, they will interact. But if you're looking for your information to go far and wide, then Twitter is the best place for you to post that because of the retweet feature. And Twitter also has like the component where people can like your stuff and things like that. So they may not be retweeting, but if they're liking it, then you know that they're interested in the content that you're putting out. And then I also said that when you stream on Periscope, right, it shows up on your Twitter feed as well. So it increases the visibility for you. So that's another reason why you want to use Periscope for your live streaming, right? Obviously, if you're able to dual stream and go live on Periscope and Twitter at the same time, Periscope and Facebook, sorry, at the same time, then you can do that as well because it will increase your visibility. And I was saying that depending on your audience, if you want to dual stream, you can either dual stream Periscope and Facebook, which automatically includes Twitter, right? Or you could dual stream with Periscope and Instagram, right? Now, the thing about going live on Instagram alone is that it doesn't notify people very well. So a lot of people don't even know you're live. And then another thing about going live on Instagram is that you don't get a replay, so people can't go back after the fact to watch it. So I wouldn't recommend live streaming on Instagram alone, but you can use Instagram in addition to either Facebook or Periscope, right? So that way, if you're the kind of person that likes to repurpose your content, for example, you'll be able to repurpose it because from Periscope and Facebook, you can save your videos and then you can repackage it, put it on YouTube or put it together for a paid product or whatever it is that you're looking to do, or even use it to do like an email marketing campaign, right? And that would be a good way for you to get people into your mailing list. So I've spoken about Facebook, I've spoken about Instagram. So something else that you could do with Instagram is I love Instagram stories, right? Because one thing about Instagram stories is you could let people know what you have on your feed and put it in stories. And then another thing you could do is you could take them behind the scenes. So let's say you're at an event, you could record like short clips of you at the event and things like that. Or if you have something you want to quickly share with them, you can post that on Instagram stories. And you can also use Instagram stories as like a teaser to like a post that you have on your timeline, and you could direct them to your timeline and say, hey, for more of this, thank you, Bukola, for the timing. You could say, for more of this, you can go into my post, right? And then that will get people to go into your profile and see more of what you have to offer. So I love Instagram stories for that. Also, Instagram is great for hashtags. So hashtags is a great way for you to reach your right audience. Sorry, reach your right audience, right? So you want to make sure that you're using hashtags, but not just using hashtags, but using the right hashtags. Okay, so that's another thing that Instagram is great for. Pinterest, I don't really use. I have a Pinterest account, but I haven't really been maximizing Pinterest as much as I should. But one thing that I know Pinterest is really good for, if you are a creative entrepreneur, then you definitely want to use Pinterest, because with creative entrepreneurs, your audience is more visual, right? So you want to make sure that you're putting out stuff that they can easily identify with visually, that will attract them visually. And Pinterest is a great place to do that. So if you have a book, you could put your book on Pinterest, you know, do like a nice flat lay with your book in it and stuff like that. Or you could do like pictures of like quotes from your book, or you know, things like that, and you can make it look nice and fancy for Pinterest. And there's a lot of people on Pinterest looking for different things, and the great thing about Pinterest is that you could search for specific things and everything to do with that particular topic would come up. Obviously it would be like pictures, and then you kind of click on what you want, and then you could, you know, go on with that. So I remember like when I was, you know, doing a little more research about Pinterest, I was doing like a research on how authors use Pinterest, right? And it was interesting to see how well it's working for them. And that also created the visibility, and then people went to go look at the books and, you know, purchase the books. So if you have like any product, or you know, you're a creative entrepreneur, then Pinterest is a great place for that. Now the last one I have for you guys is YouTube. Obviously YouTube is great because of the search engine optimization, but it's also great for housing like your videos and things like that. So you can repurpose your videos and put them on YouTube, because there are a lot of people who don't use Periscope or Twitter, especially for videos and things like that, right? A lot of people, when they're searching for videos, they go to YouTube. So you don't want to miss that demographic, especially because you could use like optimize your keywords and your tags and things like that, and that would be a great way for them to find you. So thank you guys so much for joining us. If you want to get more information about us, you can go to our website. It's www.periscopecircleofinfluence.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook group. That's bit.ly/Periscope Circle of Influence. You can also send us emails about inquiries and bookings to contact@Periscope Circle of Influence. And you can also connect with us, you know, send us messages and things like that. We do want to congratulate MB-Trans77. He's the featured scoper for this week. You can definitely check him out on his Twitter. He is very supportive of the Periscope community. So MB-Trans77, that's our featured scoper for today, for this week. So definitely check him out on his Twitter account. He's at MB-Trans77 on Twitter and on Periscope. So thank you so much, and we'll see you guys same time on Tuesday. Thank you for joining us, and have a lovely day. Bye.